Rick.
Hi.
I'm going to get right to the point. I saw you at the prison the other day when I was talking to the warden. I'm Alan Spaulding's son, Mr. Fisk. I want to know where my father is.
Alan Michael may have defended his Aunt Alexandra during your pretend interview today, Susan. But you didn't hear him stonewalling her an hour later. He easily could have told her I was out of prison, and he didn't.
Could he be loyal to both of you?
I don't know my son well enough to answer that question. But he's a fool if he keeps backing her. She intends on suing him. Her own nephew. It's appalling.
Any less so than what you have planned for him?
Mr. Tashua arrived in Springfield minutes ago, and as far as I know, I'm the first person he called.
You haven't picked up the phone.
Oh, honey, come on. Now, you know you are the most important fact in my life, but this is so important to me and to our future. Nothing less would drag me away from you this evening, believe me.
I do, but I don't think you ought to run out in the middle of the night to a complete stranger just because he calls. You're not even sure what he wants.
Oh, if I weren't sure, I wouldn't be going. What Mr. Tashua doesn't know is how much I want exactly what he wants. This is my chance to use somebody else's greed to get back what I lost, what was stolen from me.
Now, you're sure he's the one behind the table?
I'm sure of it. And if I'm right, I've got to convince him of how valuable my knowledge of people in Spaulding is going to be to him. What are you doing?
Well, if you're going there, I'm not going to let you go alone.
Get out of here, or else. What? You? What are you doing here? What do you want?
Hi.
This portion of Guiding Light is presented by new Mr. Clean Pine. Now you can Mr. Clean it to the shine with Pine.
If you're Pine...
Wait. What are you doing? What are you doing walking into my house in the middle of the night?
Well, it's not that late, really. You must have fallen asleep pretty early. I just was looking for a place to crash.
Oh, isn't that nice? And did I say anything or do anything to make you think that would be all right? No, I made the best of a very nasty situation when you were stowed away in my boat. Now, listen to me. You may think that I'm some kind of lonely, middle-aged woman who doesn't know what she...
Think of yourself as middle-aged?
Boy, I should have taken you right to the police when we got back to that dock.
Oh, what, have me arrested for falling asleep on a boat you happened to rent? Or maybe it was my fault that the wind died on us.
Get out of here. I'm not going to sit here discussing this with you. Get out.
Okay,
now, go on,
all right,
get out.
But maybe you should know one thing. I didn't come here with any designs on you. I saw the note posted at the Rusty Nail about a handyman. That's why I'm here. I had no idea that you put it up. There was no name on it. I don't even know your name. I'm sure it's not Contessa.
Do you always break and enter when you're applying for a job?
I didn't know anyone was here. I'm just looking for work.
Oh, well, you are out of luck. Go find another job.
What, you didn't think I'd miss you if you got out of bed? I want a rematch. Alexander, where are you? Oh, there you are. So what are you doing? You meditating?
It's gone.
What's gone?
My father's clock is gone.
Oh.
You know the one.
Yeah, the one that you wind every night. So?
Well, somebody's taken it. Well, I hate to think it's one of the servants.
No, I don't think Lucy and Ethel can tell time.
Well, all I know is clock likes that. Just don't waltz away, you know.
Okay, so you search my room, you look under Ben's bed.
Come on, Fletcher, this is not a joking matter.
All right, I'm sorry. No joking about it then. Tomorrow morning, then, you just ask Laverne and Shirley if they sold it, or they traded it, or they maybe broke it, or...
Jenna! Aha! No! You remember when she was here trying to sneak out those 2 antique chairs? No.
Yeah, I do, but that was a real long time ago, and I really don't think that Jenna would...
I know. Yes. I don't know what's the matter with me. It had to be Alan Michael. I came in on him this afternoon. He said he was just picking up some books that belonged to him. But I guess my nephew decided to walk off with a few added mementos.
So Alan Michael's grand gesture of retaliation against you for excommunication and suing him is to come in and swipe your father's clock? He'd be more creative than that.
Well, it was very creative. You know that? Because there's hardly anything more he could do that would distress me more. That was my father's favorite clock. Not only that. I mean, there was a whole family ritual built up to this thing. I was very, very good. I would get to wind the clock at night before bedtime rather than Alan. Yeah, I know. It sounds like a silly little thing. I don't know. These days with Alan Michael on the loose and now Nick and Mindy moving out, I just beginning to feel like I have to watch my back every bloody minute.
I wonder if Tashua will give you any trouble about my being here.
I trust you with my life. That'll have to be credentials enough for the gentleman.
You take my breath away.
I like you breathless. Here goes. Roger Thorpe here.
You were told to come alone.
I see. Well, please tell Mr. Tashua that I hope we'll be able to meet very soon. I'll be looking forward to his call. Well, our meeting is not going to take place after all.
What happened?
Well, the gentleman didn't feel obliged to explain. I don't believe this.
What's wrong?
I told Nick and Jilly that I didn't want the story on the air until we cleared every last detail with the lawyers. They got it slated for tomorrow. I'm going to have to call them.
Well, at least coming here is not a complete loss.
No. Look, I don't expect you to stick around for this.
Oh, as long as I'm here. I can read a magazine or snoop through WSPR files.
Holly, look, I think I can handle this quicker if I'm alone. I mean, it's one thing to have you here for this meeting that never took place, but just having you sitting there looking tantalizing would only distract me.
You flatter me, but I promise not to be tantalizing while you're working.
Come on, Holly. I really won't be long.
Serious?
Yeah, I mean, I need privacy when I'm about to read somebody out.
Okay. I'm leaving.
Okay, I'll walk you to the car.
No need. There's a security card and the parking lot is well lit. I'll be waiting for you at home, breathless.
I'll be there shortly.
Oil is Crisco.
Come on, Mr. Fisk. Look, my father is in contact with somebody in the prison, and I am positive that somebody is you. There is no other way that this elaborate cover of his can work. Now, somebody had to let him know that I was there the other day and that I managed to learn the truth. Now, why is my father keeping his release a secret from the family?
Well, that's just where you wanted him, wasn't it? Locked up? Here, man, I don't need your help.
Wait. I've got resources. This is nothing. I will pay you double what my father is paying you if you just tell me what's going on, where he is.
Man, you are worse than I thought. Look, what I do or do not do for Mr. Spaulding has nothing to do with money. Fact is, he saved my life. How? It was a couple of months ago, and one of the prisoners and a group of the other inmates took control of the mess hall. It was during a change in shift.
Yeah, I heard about that. The way he was released so early.
Yeah, well, you don't know the whole story. You see, I was taken hostage, and the leader held a knife to my neck during negotiations. And when he didn't get what he wanted, man, he was ready to blow, and that situation could have gone bad unless your own man hadn't have jumped in. I mean, he talked him down. He got through to him. He got through to everyone there with a lot of guts and a lot of smarts, and I'll tell you, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Tell me where he is. Please.
Look, I couldn't tell you if I wanted to. He gets in touch with me. I pick up his mail and do certain other things for him. Look, he saved my life because that's just the type of man he is, but I get the impression that there aren't many people in your family who understand that. I gotta go, but if he wants to get in touch with you, he'll find you.
Okay, I'm gone. Goodbye. Wait a minute, this is crazy. Would you hold on a minute before you call the cops or kick me out? Look, I don't want to leave here right now with you thinking what I think that you're thinking about.
I've already heard your story, unless you have something else you want to add.
Okay, I lied about one thing. I know that you put up the ad. I overheard you tell the guy down at the dock.
Oh. And I guess you thought that room and board was included in the job, huh?
No way, Contessa, not after you...
Don't you call me that name.
Okay, all right. Sorry. Look, the way I heard it, this place was so messed up that there was no way anybody would be staying in it until it was fixed up. I figured beat sleeping down on a boat listening to foghorns all night, no harm would be done. I'd leave early and apply for the job officially.
Yeah. Said there's one small catch. The door was locked. You broke and entered.
No. I knocked first. Maybe you didn't hear me, but I knocked. And then I tried the door and the knob came off. And then I pushed it open. Go ahead, look for yourself. I guess it's one of the things that needs to be fixed around here. Along with that chair leg.
They're both on my list.
Look, you're a very nice person, and I'm sorry about this. I don't mean to be giving you a hard time.
I may have jumped to the wrong conclusion, but you certainly gave me enough reason to do that. And I'd like to ask you something else. Why in the world haven't you gotten a job before now so that you could rent yourself a room or something? I mean, why are you skulking around trying to find a place to sleep in old boats and abandoned buildings?
Well, that's a good question, but I'll spare you my life story. I just wanted to clear things up with you. Well, good night. Are you going to eat that?
Oh, Mom, I'm really scared.
What, did Ross do something?
Oh, no, it's nothing like that, except for the fact that he's working late for the third time in a row this week, which is not his problem. I understand that sometimes he cannot control this. And I knew this before we got married, and I don't know, that's not the problem anyway.
Okay.
It's just that I was making dinner tonight, you know? Chicken Kiev, endive salads, the works. It was just... Ross called me to say that he was going to be late again. And I said, well, no problem, honey, you know. And I proceeded to hang up the phone, and then I smashed the kitchen to pieces like I was, you know, some ninja woman or something. I mean, it just... I was ranting and raving like I'm going to kill my husband because he's ruined yet another meal. I mean, it was lamb chops the night before that and blackened swordfish the time before that. And suddenly I sat there and I listened to myself. I'm going to kill my husband over a chicken? And I started looking at how I'm living my life. And it really scared me. Cooking classes? I'm going to movies in the middle of the day. I'm It's like the search for the perfect dry cleaner is entertainment for me. It feels like I'm acting out somebody else's life, which is not a bad life. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. And maybe it wouldn't be so strange for me had I not started out wheeling and dealing in the corporate world and working on political campaigns.
Maybe you ought to get yourself a job.
Or pregnant. But as much as that I want children someday, I don't want to have a baby just to avoid these feelings right now. It's just that this is really new territory for me. It's very strange. And I'm just winging it. I feel like it's all going to fall apart on me because I don't know how to act. I know that some people think that I'm superficial sometimes and all that, but what's really scary is I'm starting to think of myself like that. It's not that this is any of Ross's problem. I mean, the man has a wonderful job, so we can afford for me not to work. I thought it was going to be Fantasyland. But that's it. It's not real. I mean, there's something that's missing here, and I don't even know. I don't know what to call it. It's like an inner peace or a contentment or... You seem to have it with Dad. How did you do it?
Mr. Tashua? You there?
How do you do, Mr. Thorne?
Please, be seated.
Seven Weather, first at 5.
No thanks. I think I've got it under control.
You know, you didn't have to go to all this trouble. Sandwich would have been fine, especially after I scared you to death.
You didn't scare me. I think mostly you surprised me. Anyway, I finally figured out that I hadn't eaten before I fell asleep, so I was hungry. And if you haven't eaten since yesterday, you need something more substantial than a sandwich. Anyway, you never did tell me why you've been sleeping in boats in abandoned buildings.
Well, I've been on the road for a while. Haven't had a chance to get settled. Actually, I haven't been settled anywhere for quite some time. You might like living the life of a roaming free spirit, Contessa, but... Sorry.
That's okay. Go on.
Well, I couldn't live in the place that I was from anymore. And I haven't found a place yet that I'm going. Guess that messed up most of the chances I've had in life. Looking for a new one.
You know, I only said that my life could have been the way you described it. Not that it was.
Thought you were here alone.
What?
Those clothes, they don't look like they belong to you.
Who do they look like they belong to?
I don't know, maybe your mother?
They're my sisters. She and her husband are up in Lakeport, and they should be back any minute.
I'll clear out as soon as we leave. I don't want you to have to explain this.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. And, thank you for fixing the door.
Well, glad I could pay for my dinner somehow.
You know, if you're still interested, I think I could give you a day's work. Because the planking out on that porch is pretty rotten in spots, and you could fix it, and then we could see how things are after that.
I'm still interested.
All the talk show audiences say it is unnatural for a young woman to be living with her mother-in-law.
It's not so much about Nick's living. Really, it's that I wanted him to accept his life, his birthright, and all that goes with it. Even when he agreed to sit on the board at Spaulding, he told me point blank right then and there that he was only going to do it as an outsider, just as a reporter, to look in on Spaulding and observe what makes it tick. I did want more from him. I wanted him to be an insider. And, you know, little by little, that was happening just by living here. And what I'm afraid of is that whole process is going to be stopped or, worse, reversed.
Listen to me. You do yourself one very big favor. Please, please, please. Lay off of Nick. Stop having master plans, you know, that you expect him to live up to. Let Nick be the man that Nick needs to be.
Oh, come on. Don't you have big plans for Ben? I mean, I know Nick's not a child. But since I did not have the privilege of being around him when he was a child, it's kind of natural for me to want to do some catching up, huh?
I hate it when you're right. So all this started with the misplaced clock?
No. There's something else. Well, I'm really going to miss Nick terribly, you know. It's wonderful having him right under this roof. I mean, someone I could really trust. Someone I could count on no matter what.
I appreciate your flair for the dramatic, Mr. Tashua, but the business matters that we have to discuss are of a very delicate nature, and I would certainly prefer that we discuss them face-to-face, behind closed doors.
I can assure you, Mr. Thorpe, that I handle all my affairs with the utmost discretion. But I wonder why you think we have anything to discuss at all. Where did you get my name? And why do you believe I have interest in Spaulding Enterprises?
There was a letter sent to certain Spaulding investors designed to torpedo the current management. I traced that letter to Hong Kong and eventually to you. And though your associate, your assistant, was certainly circumspect, I assure you, I got the distinct impression that you had interest in the situation. I offered to make available my intimate knowledge of and my extensive experience with Spaulding, as your assistant no doubt told you. Now, I've been following the stock market very closely ever since, and since matters haven't progressed any further, I have to assume that there may be certain impediments to a possible takeover, impediments that I might be in a position to help remove.
I see. Is that all?
Well, yes, except for the actual specifics.
And is your offer purely altruistic, Mr. Thorpe? Or do you envision some benefit for yourself?
Mr. Tashua, I want Spaulding. I think you do, too. Am I correct? I think we can be of value to each other.
And what if I did have the interest you attribute to me in acquiring Spaulding? I can buy up shares, influence major shareholders, influence executives who could give me more up-to-date information than you, Mr. Thorpe. After all, your intimate association ended a while ago. And once I had the loyalty of these executives, I could create golden handcuffs to keep them loyal. In other words, Mr. Thorpe, what could you offer me that I could not obtain for myself?
Oh, it's you.
Angie.
Well, I didn't even startle you. My computer's tied into this one. I was wondering why the word father showed up on my terminal.
I didn't realize that there was going to be somebody snooping around here at this time of night. How'd you get a key, anyway?
Holly. I just came to do some work. Will you call her and ask her?
No, she just shouldn't be handing keys out to everyone.
Well, not everyone. I'm her assistant. She's my boss.
Yes, I'm your boss, too. If you didn't realize, I pay your salary. I could fire you if I wanted to.
Yes, you could.
Look, I'm not saying that I'm going to. I'm just trying to explain the facts of life around here. Look, let me ask you a question. Have you ever worked for a newspaper before? I mean, inexperienced people don't normally waltz in here and take the position of assistant to the editor. What kind of qualifications do you have? Yeah, that's what I figured. Tell me, how does it work, Tangi? Do you and Holly take shifts keeping an eye on things around here? Do you leave here at night and run home and report to Roger Thorpe?
Excuse me, but what exactly is your problem?
Honey, don't stop living your life just because you're married. Marriage is not the finish line. It's just what you are while you keep doing the things you were doing before. I think the problem a lot of people have is they get into a relationship and then they stop doing the things that made them interesting to the other person in the first place.
Yeah, why is it that people do that?
I don't know. Probably because they think they're supposed to. Anything that takes away from togetherness is suspect. Of course, then there's always the partner who tries to change the other partner like I did with your father.
But you're not doing that now?
Not as much anymore. I think the things that threatened me about him were the things that attracted me.
Well, I can understand that with Dad. But Ross is different. Why am I so desperate to play a role that he hasn't even asked me to play?
Oh, don't be so hard on yourself. You didn't grow up exposed to happy marriages. Look, let's face it. I mean, when we lived in Switzerland, Dietrich. And when you were younger, living with your father and me, and the marriage was falling apart. At 4 years old, all you heard were slamming doors and parents screaming behind them. I mean, of course you have a cockamamie idea about what being a wife is all about. You probably got your role models from TV sitcoms. You know, the happy homemaker in high heels.
Oh, that's horrible. Ross is going to end up hating me.
Oh, never. But you have to find what's right for you. You've got to find some worthwhile place for all this wonderful talent and energy you've got. I mean, stop imitating what you think a perfect marriage is like and find out what it is that makes you excited, what gets your adrenaline going. Then you're going to stop putting all your focus on your man and expecting him to be totally responsible for your happiness. Just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean you can't be your own woman. I have spoken. Now let me call this order. No answer.
Maybe he's on his way home.
Maybe.
I was married to the current head of Spaulding. I was also married to the former CEO. I ran the company for both of them. There's not an investor or an executive alive who can make that claim. To put it bluntly, I know where the bodies are buried. Besides, I know the company's strengths and weaknesses. I can anticipate how they will move to protect themselves against various strategies for a takeover, and I've already figured out how to cut off their routes of escape.
And if I were to utilize your special skills, and the outcome was successful, How would you want your contribution to be acknowledged? You said, Mr. Thorpe, you wanted Spaulding. What exactly does that mean?
Well, from what I have learned of your activities and holdings, your primary interest lies in acquiring companies, not in running them. And if that's true, you're going to need someone very loyal to run Spaulding for you. Obviously, current management is out of the question. So if I were successful in helping to pull this off, I would consider the presidency a fair return.
In spite of your marital liaison, that price seems a bit steep for what you are offering. After all, I have the finest business minds at my disposal.
Mr. Tashua, I cannot stress to you strongly enough that dealing with the Spaulding family is going to be an integral part of this process. The brother, Alan Spaulding, is due to be released from prison in less than 6 months. He's going to have to be neutralized. That's something I won't mind at all.
I'm sorry. Andrew, you're right. My problem has nothing to do with you. I'm sorry I took it out on you.
Well, I guess I should be used to it. I mean, you accused me of spying when I came to the yacht for you to sign those business papers.
I guess I'm just a little paranoid when I got so much at stake. I've been trying to compose this letter to my father, and the furthest that I've gotten is writing father and comma, and I can't seem to figure out what else to say.
It's hard having a father that you can't be proud of.
Oh, I'm very proud of my father. People don't understand him. They only believe what they read in the papers about him. I'm not ashamed of him. I'm ashamed of myself. I wouldn't have to write this letter if I didn't try to put him in jail in the first place.
Are you saying that you framed him?
No, of course not.
What kind of crime did he commit?
It doesn't really matter.
Well, if he broke the law, then maybe you believed that you were doing the right thing.
How can a son justify betraying his own father?
Fathers are just men. They're just men, and if you want to write this letter, then you should. But don't expect anything to come from it. That way you won't be too disappointed when it doesn't. But you should write the letter. Because if you don't, you're going to tell yourself that it could have worked out. Or you're going to tell yourself that you don't really care. I'm sorry that I interrupted something that was really personal to you. It was an accident.
No, it's all right.
By the way, I only talk to Roger Thorpe when I run into him in public places.
That has nothing to do with you either. It has more to do with my always putting my trust in the wrong people. If I did, there wouldn't be any reason for me to write this letter.
Tell me more about this Alan Spaulding.
Well, he's Alexandra's older brother. As I said, he's got less than 6 months to go and a 5-year prison term, which he has no doubt spent fantasizing strategies for reclaiming his company. The guy has an enormous ego. But I have dealt with him successfully in the past. I have no doubt that I would be successful in the future. That is, if we have matters well in hand before his release.
I admire your ego too, Mr. Thorpe. I assume from what you are saying that the brother and sister do not see eye to eye.
Well, that would be a very fair assessment of the situation. Mr. Tashua, my value to you as I see it lies primarily in my connections with this family, especially Alexandra. You see, beneath that cold, aristocratic Spaulding armor, there is a woman who trusted me once. And I'm sure she could be persuaded to trust me again. and I think that will be very useful to you.
I do not want Miss Spaulding harmed.
Well, I would never suggest such a thing.
When are you going to stop thinking of me as part of your inventory? Here you have your Waverly First novels. Over here you have your Paul Revere pewter, and, over there you did have your clock that was misplaced, and gee whiz, Harris Fletcher, which hasn't been misplaced yet.
Stop that. You know I didn't mean it like that. I just meant that I will miss Nick, well, the same way you'd miss Ben if he weren't around. You can understand that.
You said that Nick was the only person under this roof whom you could trust and count on.
I meant business. I mean... Come on, you know how Nick's been helping me out enormously with the company. I'm sorry. I should choose my words a lot more carefully. Sometimes I just take it for granted that you're going to understand my short end.
You know what I'm taking for granted? I'm taking for granted that you're taking me for granted.
Oh, I know. I haven't been giving you enough attention, huh?
It's not the quantity. It's the quality. Look, if you're going to spend the rest of your life keeping tabs on all of these possessions, then you might as well have just stayed the hell back in that Southeast Asian jungle I looked for you in. People are not possessions. So stop acting surprised and irritated if Nick happens to not be in the place that you last saw him in. And as far as being the only person in this house that you can count on, that is supposed to be my job. I am the one you are supposed to come to keep you from feeling alone. I am supposed to be the one who is the barred door against all the rest of the world for you. I am here. Now, just because your resident commune happens to be moving a little further up the hill in a few months, I'm still here. And Nick is just going to be down the road. Is that so bad?
No, it's not bad at all.
Oh, thanks. That was a fine meal.
Welcome.
And thanks for the day's work coming up.
Okay.
I'll see you tomorrow then.
Fine. This is ridiculous. I know that you don't have a place to sleep tonight, and it would be nice if you could start work early tomorrow morning, so why don't you just stay here and use the hammock?
Won't your sister and her husband mind?
No. No. They'll be fine with it. And, besides, they're probably going to stay in Lakeport because it's so late anyway.
Well, I appreciate the offer. Man, I'll take you up on it. See you bright and early then.
Good. Sleep well.
I will. You too.
Good night.
Father, I know you're near. I know you haven't forgiven me. I also know what you did for Fisk. I misjudged you. Can we start over?
Alexandra Spaulding is a difficult person, and we've had a lengthy and difficult relationship. I won't lie to you. Regaining her trust won't be easy. But I believe I can accomplish that if it's acceptable to you. You may want some time to think this over, and I certainly understand that, but as they say, time is of the essence. Mr. Tashua?
No future for me.
You don't want to know.
This has been Guiding Light. Jewelry provided by Robert Rose.
You've invited a handsome young stranger into your home. Could you be in danger? Has Vanessa taken in the wrong man? Tomorrow on Guiding Light and Ridge, Brooke has walked out of your life and into the arms of another man. Just how far will you go to capture her heart? Tomorrow on The Bold and the Beautiful.